We are now on chapter 2, page 50, and I'm going over the example problems on page 50. We're talking about a terminating decimal and a repeating decimal. And in part A, we have 6 3/8. And what we want to do is we want to sort of isolate and look at the fraction. We know what 6 is. 6 is 6 wholes, but we have a fraction, and we want to turn it into a decimal. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put 3 inside the box, where 3 is our divisor. And excuse me, 3 is our dividend, and 8 is our divisor. Now, we know 8 does not go into 3, so we're going to have to probably add some zeros here. So we can put a 0 up because 8 does not go into 3, bring our decimal up. Does 8 go into 30? Yes, 8 goes into 30. 3 times 8 is 24. I'm going to subtract. 30 minus 24 is 6. I'm going to put another 0 up. Does, and bring that 0 down, does 8 go into 60? Why, yes, it does. 8 times 7 is 56. And then I'm going to need to subtract. 60 minus 56 is 4. I'm going to have to put another 0 up and bring that 0 down. Does 8 go into 40? Why, yes, it does. 8 times 5 is 40. And we would have a 0 there. So our answer for turning 3/8 into a decimal would be 0.375. Now we would take our whole number 6 and we would just simply write it 6 point with the decimal. 6.375 is the same or equal to 6 3/8. And that would be an example of a terminating decimal. The decimal stopped right here. We are done. Now let's look at the repeating decimal for 5/11ths, and this is example B. Let's change colors here. We are taking, and again, same deal, we have to put 5 on the inside, and that is our dividend, and 11 is our divisor, and 11 would be on the outside. And I'm going to actually get rid of my problem here, otherwise I'll run out of room. Just have to remember it's 5/11. Does 11 go into 5? No, it does not. Put a 0 in. Does 11 go into 50? Ooh, make sure you bring your decimal up. Yes, it does. 11 goes into 50. 4 times, that would be 44. 50 minus 44 is 6. Bring a 0 down. Does 11 go into 60? Yes, it does. 5 times, remember your 11s are your doubles. 60 minus 55 would be 5. And then bring a 0 down. Does 11 go into 50? Yes, it does. 4 times. And that would be 44. And there we have 60, and that barely fits on there. So this is an example of a repeating decimal. It's just going to keep repeating over and over and over. So how we would write that? We would write that 0.45 with a line over it to signify that the 4 and the 5 are repeating. So another way of writing that, remember our fraction was 5/11. 5/11 is the same as the decimal form, 0.45 repeating. So we have a terminating decimal, 6.375, and we have a repeating decimal, 0.45.